Business Advisory Implementation Development Service. The BAIDS program is a major step forward.
A game changer for the Black business community.
Designed specifically for Black entrepreneurs by Black entrepreneurs.
BAIDS provides expert help to Black businesses.
It addresses the most important barriers to Black success.
Entrepreneurs need 4 things to be successful: access to capital, to network, mentors and sponsors, access to processes.
Une façon de travailler avec les entrepreneurs pour vraiment les amener à optimiser et maximiser leurs projets entrepreneuriaux.
We're going to sit with you and we're going to wrap you around the best experts we have.
CashPro will help Black business owners get access to more payroll resources.
Anybody that needs to get more funds to amplify their business, ACBNs, we do grant writing sessions.
The support, it's tremendous.
I have a lot to learn, and I feel as though I'm in good hands.
I'm really looking forward to all that we're going to be able to accomplish together.
Please check out bbpa.org/BAIDS.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to BAIDS. We're so happy that you are joining us again today. We have a special guest that will be joining us and talking about business planning, which is very important. And so before we hand it over to Errol Whittle, let me tell you about Errol Whittle. Errol Whittle provides business planning and succession planning services to business owners and their families to make their businesses profitable, sellable, and or transferable to the next generation. Errol's passion is to see entrepreneurs successfully start, grow, and exit or transfer their business and legacy to the next generation. He founded Effectuation Optimum Inc. in 2019 for this very purpose. He is currently consulting with multiple clients in the startup, growth, and exit phases of their business. Errol previously provided over 25 years of consulting in public accounting and internal audit to various clients in his previous employments with PwC and several highly regulated Canadian financial institutions. He is a fellow of the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, England. His recently completed MBA from Oxford Brookes Business School, England, focused on business planning for succession and intergenerational wealth transfer for business owners. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Errol Whittle.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Victoria. I'm just going to get my slides up here. Yes, thanks for that awesome introduction, Victoria. And to all BAIDS participants and service providers, I am very happy you took the time out of your very busy schedules to attend another BBPA Zoom session. I do hope you walk away with lots of nuggets, and at a minimum, I hope you have an even better appreciation for the need to get your business plan done as soon as possible. So let's jump in. I'm having a bit of having some technical difficulties.
Sorry,
here.
let me. That's that. Sorry, I'm just trying to get on.
I'll have to stop the sharing, but
Hello.
I think we are there. Sorry about that, guys. That's what you call Murphy's Law. What do we hope to achieve with a business plan? There are many answers to this question. I have one of many, and it is we want to achieve a profitable business that creates wealth for you and your family. Now, that's the roadmap to success. That is ultimately what success looks like. But let me quickly debunk one myth here. And no, you are not doing the business plan for the bank or for a loan. You do the business plan to build a solid business or a viable business model. In other words, your goal in doing a business plan must be to build a business to last. If you have a viable business model or a profitable business, the banks and all other investors will be chasing you to lend you money. Bear in mind, a properly done business plan helps you achieve a solid business, a viable business model, and a profitable business. What is the desired outcome of this BAIDS program? One we are all signed up for and are all pumped about. With the BAIDS program, your business will be compliant with the requisite rules and regulations and legal framework of running and operating a business. That's the goal of the BAIDS program. That's the end goal for all our businesses. Now, achieving this fully aligns with the desired outcomes of a business plan done right, which is a profitable business that creates wealth for you and your family. Again, I repeat, your roadmap to success. Now, do you remember that list you selected your programs from for the BAIDS program? And that's the website. Now, if you look through here, business planning, accounting, bookkeeping, auditing, business registration, taxation, the GST, annual returns, grant writing, marketing, human resources, the list is many. Do you know that a properly done business plan considers every item listed here? Yes, your business plan focuses on the strengths and weaknesses in your business model and how to make your business model better. There are 9 key areas of focus that can be mapped back to the BAIDS list. 1, value proposition. How do you separate, how do you set yourself apart from your competitors? What is it your customers love about your business? 2, the key resources. How will you create this proposition? What resources are you going to utilize to do that? Key partners. Who will you collaborate with to make this really happen? 1, we're collaborating with BAIDS. 4, key activities. What activities and processes are you going to implement to make this happen? Customer relations. Now we're getting into the marketing pieces. Market channels, customer segments. These are how you're going to drive that product, your value proposition, or your services outdoor. Cost structure. How are you going to pay for it? The revenue. How are you going to earn the income? Is it going to be recurring revenues or one-time payments? We all have this in our plan. This is your business model in a nutshell. When you signed up, you may have applied for marketing only because that's what you are thinking of coming in, because you want to drive up your sales. Nothing wrong with that. You know the saying, a business without a customer list or lineup is simply an idea. Marketing through the BAIDS program may cover the customer relations, the market channels, and the customer segments of your business plan. But the beauty of having a business plan done simultaneously with your marketing strategy is you may discover that your business needs staffing, IT implementation, and development and operations management. These are covered by the key resources and key activities segment of your business plan. Business plan will ensure that you better align your capacity with the goals of your marketing plan. And That's the biggest benefit of your business plan. It provides a full picture of all aspects of your business model and assesses how aligned or misaligned they may be. But a business plan comes with a caveat. You see, a business plan is really one glorified set of assumptions. So you better get the assumptions right. Or as you well know, you will make an ass out of you and the bank or yourself if you're putting up the money. Because your loan repayment or your own life savings will depend on your assumptions being right. Which means if you don't plan or you don't plan properly, your business will not be successfully launched and or managed. And you could lose your life savings, lose your home to the bank, and go bankrupt. So why not put together a plan to avoid this? And while we're at it, why not take the plan one step further? Why not succeed? Why not succeed immensely? This is why we are in the BAIDS program. We are not here to just get by. We are here to succeed. So in the chat, let's say 10 times while I move on. But how do you properly prepare a business plan? How do you get your assumptions right? You see, a properly done business plan asks the tough questions to validate your assumptions. And rest assured, banks will also ask these tough questions. You see, a bank is only as successful as the loan they hand out. So they're going to do their darn best to mitigate their risk. And this is why BAIDS is so awesome, because we intend to remove the risk from your business. There's a fancy term for that, de-risk. Now I'll say no, the BAIDS program intends to de-risk your business. Remember this, banks chase low risk companies because that's how they make profits. Our goal is for banks chasing us when we graduate from BAIDS. And what about FACE? The Federation of African Canadian Economics. FACE is a new bias-free way for Black entrepreneurs and business owners to access capital that was denied to them in the past due to systemic racism. We, the Black community, needs FACE to succeed. FACE, like the banks, will need us to be low risk. So let's get our business plan right. Let's get our assumptions right and build sustainability in our community through the BAIDS and the FACE programs. Now, how do you accomplish this? By one, determining your purpose, your why, your passion, your mission, your conviction. There's a problem you are able to solve, and probably only you can solve it. There's a solution you have that's driven by your purpose, driven by your passion, and is owned probably by just you. And your passion and purpose is what will carry you through the lean, tough years until your product breakthrough in the market. And I'll repeat that, the lean, tough years, because you're not guaranteed if you're just launching the business. You're not guaranteed to start out making profits from the get-go. So your passion and purpose will be the key thing to take you through those lean years. Once you're done being clear on your purpose, you then assess the feasibility of your venture. You rationalize your assumptions. You see, I'm always coming back to assumptions. That's critical. Now, on assumptions, are your expected revenue growth, margins, resource needs, and the timing to implement them feasible? Because, as I said, we are just making assumptions. But in this case, with a business plan, you are forced to research and really know your market, really understand your strengths and weaknesses. And so in doing this, in doing these things, you reduce the risk of losses from pursuing the wrong opportunity. And that's a very critical point, because during your feasibility study, you may discover that one of the products or services you are thinking of may really not be feasible, despite your desire to pursue it. But there may be an alternate. You can go, you can change, or if you're in a business, you can pivot, and pursue a different angle. But this is what the business plan forces you to do. And this is a perfect segue for the SWOT analysis. Your strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. This is where you develop your strategies to improve your business model. If there are weaknesses in your operations, you improve them. If you have strengths in your operations that set you apart from the competition, you improve them even more. And during your research, you may uncover new opportunities in the marketplace, and you can take steps to pursue these new opportunities. And where you identify threats existing or emerging. The current threat now is the pandemic, the lockdown. These threats, you can plan to take steps to work around them, avoid them, or march right through them. But you can only do this with your business plan. And having done all of this, your purpose, determining your purpose, the feasibility, the SWOT analysis, you're now ready to make projections. This is where you monetize your assumptions. Yes, we're back to the assumptions now. Now we're clear on the assumptions. Now it's time to monetize it through forecasting. And this brings us to another key piece of a properly done business plan: scenario analysis. You see, your business plan has to anticipate things not going according to plan. How do you ride out sales or revenue falling way short of expectations, which is, in my view, the worst case scenario? Do you have a plan B? You may prepare for the worst case scenario by planning to invest less in equipment and staff, because you will no longer require the capacity you will otherwise require to meet your sales, where you have a best case scenario of sales and everything meeting your expectations. What a business plan does is put you in a position to look on the separate scenarios. The worst case, you project for less resources. So your cash outflow is less. The best case scenario, you project for more resources. You invest in more resources. You plan to invest in more. So your cash outflow is more. But you have to know which one you're working in. So you have a business plan, worst case scenario, best case scenario, a middle ground. If you find yourself during the plan, if you find yourself going along a path which is not the ideal one. It may be the middle ground or the worst case scenario. You already have something in place to fit that circumstance. So you don't end up wasting money investing in something, investing in equipment when your sales will not meet it this year and probably will meet it next year. Now, having done all of this, having assessed all this, it's now time to create your milestones. You have to be committed to achieving the goals you put in place. Increase sales, reduce overheads, reduce inventories, being more efficient. This is reflected in what we call the key performance indicators. So you use KPIs, percentage increase, percentage decrease, etc., to give yourself targets. But you're not just going to have targets. What you need here is someone to be accountable to achieve them. Meaning you need to have either yourself, if you're a sole proprietor, or if you have a larger organization, probably your manager can be accountable for achieving some, and yourself, others. But so people need to be accountable, because if there's nobody accountable, it's likely these things will not get done, and your business plan will be a waste of time. Now, having done all of this, the next thing is you determine the required funding, or you determine how much money you're going to need to fund either the improvement, the launch, the next year. So you are in a position now to ask for funding, whether it be for loan or for a grant or for from a family friend. You can show them your business plan and show and justify why you need this funding. And another point on this is you show how you are able to repay these fundings. Now, your business plan is just the beginning though. The day you receive your business plan can be compared to your wedding day. Yes, for business owners, yes. Everything about it is perfect. Yeah, that business plan is perfect. It's very well packaged and all. Then the real work begins. It's now time to learn about your spouse, or in this case, the business. Actual results may not be what you expected or desired. So with this reality check, you tweak your assumptions and projections. You don't abandon your business plan. With a business plan already in place, you are better positioned to tweak or pivot as circumstances change, because you will be aware of the impact of changes to one or more of your assumptions or market pursuits on the rest of the business. So moving forward with your business plan keeps you on message, on passion, on conviction, despite the changes in your assumptions and projections. To wrap up, I will repeat the desired outcome of your business plan. Build a profitable business to create wealth for you and your family. This is your roadmap to success. And by making your business compliant with the rules and regulations and legal framework of running and operating a business. This is our BAIDS objective. This is us. And I'm really happy you signed up, because I truly think this is our best opportunity. So thanks for coming on the call today. Now I'll happily hand back to Victoria and we can start the questions.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Errol, for that. It was a wonderful presentation. And I would just say I've heard in other presentations that money makers are note takers. So I was definitely taking a lot of notes from information that you were providing for us today. And so just want to remind everyone, we have a good bit of time today. So please drop your questions in the chat about business planning. Okay, it's just so important for your roadmap to success. So if you want to raise your hand, you can do that and I can call on you, or you can drop them in the chat. So Errol, I would just say just from Errol, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I would say just personally, I know that with starting a business, I really took a lot of things personally, right? It was just so personal. But writing a business plan, you get out of your feelings, right? You can really make it your ideas tangible. And then I'll also say that it could be really just overwhelming. Just thinking all the things that you need to write down and get together. So just a question from my end is, just someone starting out, what's the easiest way to just start without feeling overwhelmed?
Personally, that's why it's good to get other people on board. Sometimes no man is an island, so you really don't want to jump in and start getting overwhelmed, because a lot of people have this thing about staying in your lane. So if your business is say some great product, or that's a product you want to get off the ground, you may be very good at that, producing that particular product, but there are so much other things relating to the business, to get the business moving, to get that business off the ground, that if you try to focus on all of them or try to figure them out, do the DIY, you're going to run into trouble and get overwhelmed after that. So I would say get help starts with your partner, friends, and then you come come to the experts. You may have an accountant. Normally most people have an accountant. You turn to them and ask them if they can find somebody who can assist you. Sometimes the accountants can't necessarily assist you with everything related to your business, or they can, but sometimes time constraints, or that may not be what you're paying them for. So, but get help. But don't pursue this on your own.
Agreed. And I'm starting to see some hand raised, so I will start calling on you all. And yes, I've heard that your dreams are big, right? It's bigger than you. You need help to push it along. So definitely get some help. All right. So let's see. I saw Ainsley's hand up first. Ainsley, you there?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here.
Hey, Ainsley.
Hi, how are you? Thank you guys so much
Good,
for
man.
this wealth of knowledge.
Thanks,
Really
Ainsley.
do appreciate all the info that you've been giving us today, giving me today. These are certainly some knowledge bombs that I can use moving forward, right, for my business. So
Thanks, Ainsley.
yeah, man. So I'd applied for I applied through FACE for the small business loan. Just wanted to know, what if you do have like a decent credit score, a solid business plan, and a fairly viable business, but you don't have any assets? Because what I do recognize is that when you're on the business level and you're asking for loans that's like 100,000 plus, banks know they want to see that you have assets to back your plan, and to ensure that you're just not gonna default on your loan. And it may be a secured loan or an unsecured loan, but they want to see that you have assets, whether it be gold, stocks, whatever it may be. What if you don't have that, but everything else is good? What happens then? What are the options for us to seek funding otherwise?
Well, I'm not sure about the criteria FACE has. I know FACE is just getting off the ground. I mean, and I'm probably more speaking for myself. I know we within the Black community do have that challenge, and that's what keeps us back from moving forward on a lot of our great ideas. So my hope is, you know, if your business plan suggests a very viable business, and you know, I go back to that thing about, you know, your assumptions are valid, and you know, my hope is we can find a way, whether it be through the BAIDS program, to say, and I'm speaking from for myself only, right?
Right.
We can find a way to assist you to make sure, say FACE provide you is able to help. We, the BAIDS program, find a way to ensure you hit the targets you put up, you know, and in doing that, you're going to succeed.
Right.
And if you succeed, we all succeed. So that's my personal opinion. I'm not sure the criteria again for the FACE thing. And,
right.
But that's my hope, Ainsley.
Okay, thank you.
That's Ainsley.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question, Ainsley. Let's go to Camille. Camille, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. So I need help with everything, and that's why I'm so happy that I found this organization and all these meetings. I've been soaking everything in for the past week, and so I didn't know about BAIDS until today. So I actually went online and applied right away. So my question is, like, how quickly do you process those applications?
And again, I'm a service provider, and again, I can't speak to how quickly it's being done, but I know the team behind the scenes are doing their utmost best to get all the applications sorted out and get back to everyone. Because we're all keen to get this thing get off the ground. And Victoria.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I see Michael came off mute. Would you like to hop on? Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks, Michael.
I would, because in a different setting, I would have said, shield Mr. Whittle from those questions. But first of all, Errol, you have done an excellent job. When we conceive of having this BAIDS workshop, it's exactly along the lines that we see you're delivering. And I just want to say to the audience that are here now, my name is Michael Pinnock, and I'm the treasurer of the BBP. I'm I'd say one of the main sponsors of the BAIDS program. And so there are two programs running parallel right now. We have got the big, gigantic one from FACE, where for the first time in known history, modern history, we actually have a Black environment where, you know, we have a bank that will help us do what we do. And as I hear Ainsley ask a question earlier about not satisfying all what they call the 5 C's of credit, one of them is capital and how you can deal with that. Now, the BAIDS program was started prior to, and not necessarily thinking about fees, but was just thinking about how can we in the BBP help the Black community without just giving grants, just here's $10,000, do what you want. The idea was we will meet the businesses wherever they are, and we'll provide the resources to assist them, and we'll wrap around with them for at least 3 years until they become profitable. So, you know, as I hear everyone talk about the business plan, you know, and there's some little buzzword we can come with. One of the benefits, and you have outlined the key benefits of the business plan, but one that people rarely see or talk about is the best place to make the errors is on the plan. Yeah. The plan is dynamic and you can mess around the assumptions. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if this followed? What if there's a pandemic that shut down the world? How long can you keep your business going? So the best place to ask those questions and see the impact is on a business plan. Now, specifically to answer a question about having the capital and not having it, one of the benefits you'll see in a business plan is it will give you an idea based on the assumptions you make. What is the capacity to do the things you want to do? So for example, you figure, I need a $100,000 loan from anywhere, but let's assume you're going to FACE. The business plan would demonstrate whether or not that business can bear a 100,000 loan. Because you look at the sales, you look at the cost of sales, you look at the margins you get, and you see how you can repay the principal and the interest and how long you can do that. So from just doing your very business plan before you go there, you would know that this business has the capacity to repay the loan over the given timeline at the particular interest rate that they suggest. Now, the answer to the specific question about, it's great that, we just started the BAIDS. It has been in concept and theory for several months, but we have launched it, I think, 2 weeks ago, and we open the application gate fully right after that. And so the idea is on a normal condition, we want to turn around those stuff in about 10 business days on a normal condition. But right now we're in an abnormal situation because we've got like 200 applicants in the pipeline as we speak. And so we're fast tracking a lot of the applications. And the basic process is you will make the application. And we also have a business plan for BAIDS. We build a plan around certain assumptions, the number of folks that will come in, what's the average cost per business, and so on and so forth. So we have a business plan with assumptions in it. And we had assumed that in July, we would have had 47. And in July, we've got 200 applicants. So we're like 4 times, 5 times what our assumption is. So on a normal condition, I think the turnaround is going to be about 10 business days, but we're trying to clear the upper before the end of June. You apply, you'll get an email that you're processed. You'll get another one saying that an assessor is looking at your case. They will call it to walk a little more about your business plan, because there are 48 questions you have to answer as a survey to kind of put it in context. And then someone will get back to you and walk you through the detail, and then it will come to us and we will take a decision on the support. And this particular program, for the benefit of the participant, is to show you and demonstrate to you the caliber of people that will be available to help you. Mr. Whittle is one of those service providers that you will talk to one-on-one when you're building your business plan. And so you can see that he has a wealth of experience in doing the thing practically and also in teaching it. So he's the guy you're going to talk to if part of your resource application was to do a business plan. And guess what? I think every single one of them is going to dovetail back to some sort of business plan. Because as you mentioned earlier, you may say you want to grow your business by 10% per year over the next 3 years. How are you going to do that? You're going to have to monetize the idea into a business plan. So it eventually is going to come back to folks like Mr. Whittle to help you. I hope after all that long-winded stuff, I answer all the questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. And I didn't realize the program was so new, and the fact that you've gotten so many applications, it just goes to show how many of us out there needs this kind of support. But thank you so much. And I do look forward to all these sessions and all the help and support that I can get from the BBPA.
We did do our feasibility study, as Mr. Whittle suggests. We are in the Black space, we're working with the Black community. We know the pent-up challenges that are out there. And we can't wait to to lend a helping hand. And we know 200, in fact, we have been growing 8 applications per day since last Thursday. 8 applications per day. And our assumption, Errol, is that would have grown 8 applications per month. 7 applications per month is what our, our sort of assumption and budget is. But you know what, it could just be, it's new and it's, it's a pent up. It's like what's gonna happen once we get over the pandemic. One of the opportunity, as you talked earlier, Errol, is look at your business now and be prepared for the boom after the pandemic subside. The challenges you have now is going to turn into an opportunity, and you have to be prepared for that opportunity as soon as we feel like the pandemic is we have got it under control, because there's a lot of pent up resources, a lot of pent up money, a lot of pent up things people want to do. And I know, like for example, the Caribbean. I know already in Jamaica the price of the hotels are almost sky high because they've booked out clean on the North Coast. So if you want to get there, you may have to go to somebody's home or something like that, at least in the first couple of months.
If anybody wants to get there and need help with accommodation, I'm happy to help. I'm a Jamaican.
Excellent, thank you. And I'm glad you found us today. I'm glad that you found us, so welcome. Excellent. Let's see who's next. Carol.
Hi there. I just wanted to let you know the chat is actually disabled, so nobody can actually put in any comments. So that's probably why you're not getting any messages. So the question that I had is, once the application for BAIDS is filled out and somebody gets accepted into the program, what else would they need to bring with them to have a meeting with you, Errol?
I'll take that
Michael,
question, Errol.
Michael.
I'll take that. That is a BBP question again.
Yes.
You would have answered 48 questions that would put your business in a context. The very first thing you'll have after you get an email saying that we've received your application is an individual will give you a call, and the term we use for that individual is an assessor. He will call you and talk with you to get a better understanding if he doesn't get it from the answers to the 48 questions. And the reason for that is to do that pre-feasibility before it comes to the BBP, so that we have these folks who work on behalf and for the BBP that will talk to you one-on-one about the business. Sometimes you see, as Errol said earlier, you may believe you want a website, and then you find out that in addition to the website, you may need to do a business plan, and that business plan will see you probably need a different type of website, one that you can do buying and selling on, and not just one that is PR kind of stuff. So the person will talk to you about that, and then they will make a recommendation together with you, and that will come to the BBP for we to take the decision to hire Mr. Whittle, for example, to do the business plan. So he's like the third step of the game. Once you get to him, it means you're on your way now. He's going to work with you to turn around your business.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. And thank you, Carol, for letting me know about the chat. Appreciate it. All right, excellent. So let's go on to, let's see, Orinthia.
Hello. I have a few questions. So if you filled out the application, okay, well, backing up a little bit, so when you fill out the application, is the receipts automatic? Because I didn't get anything yet, or is that still part of the backlog? And I guess a little joke, it's good that Errol is on board to help you deal with explosive growth. Because that's a challenge.
That's your best case scenario, and we have to get there. We have to hit the best case scenarios.
Yeah, and sometimes that could take people out too, right? If they grow too much and they're not prepared, I'm not saying that's going to happen here. But anyway, I was just wondering about like the past speaker from last week too. This event is being recorded. So are you guys sending them to us? I know a lot of people asked last week about these sessions and recordings because I didn't get it.
Yes. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll wait.
No, go ahead, because I have just another one.
Yes, we are recording them and we will upload them on YouTube. So we'll get that for you. We'll make sure and get that last week and this week's video for you.
So we have to go to YouTube, but I don't know where. Is it like BBPA or BAIDS?
We're going. Are you if you're subscribed, we'll make sure and get that when we get it up and together, we'll go ahead and shoot that email to everybody. But you can also write me directly in the chat on the BBPA your email address really quickly, and I'll make sure that you get it. But yes, as long as you're subscribed, we'll make sure and get that information out to you.
Okay. The other thing is, if we like requested several services, like all the ones you can select there, how does that process work if you need help in several areas? So do you go to Errol or other people like him with business planning and then somewhere else and somewhere else? Because is it just like, how does that process go? Is it like a 4-step?
Okay, again, so let me help you again, because this is a business entity and what we do there. So you make an application, and part of the application is that you require you believe 4 or 5 different services. You need to bring your books and records up to date. So you're going to need accounting. You may need to look at some lease agreement with rental space. You may need a lawyer. You're going to need a website to enhance the growth of your company. So you're going to need graphic artists, marketing folks. And finally, you say, you know what, to wrap all of this around, to be certain that I'm on the right wavelength, right track, I'm probably going to need a business planning. So those are 4 stuff you think you need. One of the purpose of the assessor is to sit with you and to flesh it out. It is a more germane way in terms of, yes, we agree, you need all of these stuff. Now, once they recommend to us, and we're going to do an independent review anyway, but they do the heavy lifting first. So when it comes to a subcommittee of the board and we review them, what we'll do at the BBPA level is that we at the BBPA matches you with the resources. You don't have to go out and look for the resources. We'll retain Whittle to do the business plan. We will retain Mike Pinnock to do the accounting. We will retain Brandy Q to do the marketing, etc. We would do that. And the 3 of us is going to sit before you start to do the work. The BBPA, the program, the service provider like Mr. Whittle here, or Toya, the lawyer last week, and the individual business owner will sit, it's probably going to be more like a Zoom, and agree and sign off on expectations and work deliveries and timeline and so on. That is how it's going to work. So you don't have to worry if it's a cafeteria stuff. You put all the stuff in your basket, and when you reach by the counter, we organize it for you, and then we pay. All we want you to do is to ensure that once you leave, 3 years from now, it's profitable at least, and start to employ some folks and build some wealth. That is how it's planned to work.
Okay, thanks. And just reiterating, this is like amazing initiative. So just thank you so much. You're getting all this response and probably more because we've just been having gaps and getting help in specific areas, when you try for years, or it's just been really challenging. So thank you for this program. I'm excited about it. But I guess you guys sending out communications about that is great. So, because we are all anxious as you are to get the help. So thanks. Those are my questions.
And just bear with us a little as we start, because we're still laying the track as the train is coming. It's a new program for everyone. I mean, conceptually, I think the Black community always know about this is kind of where we could go, but now we're doing it. And as I say, there's this bottleneck at the start. But I'm certain by the end of June, once we hit July, August, it would be smooth sailing. You apply, and within 10 business days, the these where you're implemented. We're working with you right away.
I totally understand. Just to say, I understand, and congratulations.
Yeah, is there anyone in the chat here who has got an assessor, gotten back to them? Not yet? Because I know the assessors are working.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Rose. Did you ask if there was anyone who has gotten a reply back from BAIDS for FACE? Sorry, for FACE?
No, not FACE, not FACE. For BAIDS through the BBP.
Okay, no, I have not a reply on that, but FACE did respond by saying that they've received the application.
You're on mute, Michael.
Sorry, thanks. And one of the purpose of this program here is if, as you apply to BAIDS, and again, I go back to that earlier question about, you know, you have the character, you have the equity, this, that, but you may not have the capital. We here, what we want to do here is to have you prepared, and Ever mentioned that earlier, have you prepared so that when you go to FACE, you're guaranteed to get the loan. Because remember, it's still a loan program. It's not a grant program. You have to still, you know, justify the repayment and so on and so forth. So if you pass through the BAIDS program and we get you faceable, as I like to call it, you're guaranteed that you'll get that loan when you get over there. Right? You'll guarantee you'll get that loan.
Thank you, Michael. And I see a couple of some no's, some yeses. So we do see that there are some that are getting their assessors are contacting them.
Beautiful.
All right. So let's see. Apai, thank you for patiently waiting.
It's all good. My name is Appy.
Appy, sorry.
No, it's all good. People call me Appy sometimes. It's true. So I have two questions. How often should I review my business plan? And the second question is attached to mentorship. I would like to know if the advisors that are assigned to our case, are they the ones that we can consider mentors, or do you also provide us with that resource? Thanks.
Business plan. The business plan may require a monthly review. I mean, it's not the holistic plan. There are certain key aspects of the plan you want to be on top of, like your targets. So what I tend to do is align the business plan with the projections in your plan with QuickBooks. Hopefully, you know, say you're on QuickBooks. And as well, that's something, again, you know, your bookkeeper, you may need a bookkeeper to get you on a software, ideally. So we align QuickBooks. So as results, as things materialize on a monthly basis, you find the results can be mapped back to your projections. And we can review that on a monthly basis, or depending on the type of relationship you have with your service provider. It's ideal that you work with them. You don't get the business plan, just, you know, you alone try to work through it. But you can compare these things, look at see how you are meeting your sales projections, and if things are changing, you can tweak accordingly. It's really, it's a document, it's a living document. And, you know, ideally, you want things to just go smoothly, but it doesn't. So the more regularly you review the business plan, and as I say, you're not looking at reviewing everything. There are just certain key things. That thing you have set out in the milestones, those are the things you will probably review on a monthly basis through your accounting system. So it depends, really. Other questions? Sorry.
Yeah, I will take up that one. It had to do with whether the BAIDS is a mentorship, and I'm going to try to answer a few of them inside here as well. One of the reasons why we are going through a rigorous interview with everybody that works with the BBP And Errol can tell you that he's been through his already. It wasn't really gruesome. But what we're trying to ensure is that we're building a family. So the natural part of working with you will also be like a mentor. So even though it's not written in black and white that all these program providers and assessors should be mentor, we do expect them to be very professional, very empathic, especially in the Black space. And Errol will tell you that we raise those issues when we had the orientation. So I would say yes, they're going to be your mentor. And we will stay with you as long as possible, but at a minimum 3 years. We're not going to just have you working and just leave you on your own. The question about, having the QuickBooks, we in the BBPA will get a national QuickBook program. So if you don't have one and you need to piggyback on a program just to get your thing off the ground, we will have those resources available. Right. The program, I don't want to use the word free. The program is not free. The program is costing millions of dollars when we finish. But to the applicants that require the help, it is no consideration to them. The BBPA has gone out and solicited corporate Canada and also provincial and federal government for funding. And we're using that funding back in the Black community. So when you come to the to BAIDS, just bring your value proposition and the great idea to grow the Black community, and we will do the rest. Literally, we will do the rest.
Thank you, Michael. And we have one more question I'm going to squeeze in really quickly here for Errol. This from Ariel. Errol, do you have any recommendations for business plans for nonprofits? I know the guiding question is typically around generating more profit, but is there a better way to word this in the charitable context?
Can you repeat, please? Can you repeat?
Yeah, sure.
Repeat?
Do you have any recommendations for business plans for nonprofits? I know the guiding question is typically around generating more profit, but is there a better way to word this in the charitable context?
There is no real difference between the two. For a nonprofit, you are looking to sustain the business. You're still looking to survive. So you want to have a viable business. So whatever you do, it's basically follow the same path. You may have less drive on one end to generate revenue. I mean, the revenue you generate may be different. You may pursue fundraising activities relative to a business that's looking to sell, but it's basically underscored by the same principles.
And just to kind of, piggyback on sort of, help my colleague here too, that what we focus on in nonprofit environment is the delivery of service. And the more income you generate, the more viable the nonprofit is the greater the ability to deliver those services. And you can use the BBP as an example. We have assiduously over the last year, my president doesn't sleep at night to go out and solicit and get the help we need. And that is why we're now in this position where we can see we're going to offer a multi-million-dollar program to the Black community, and we have the funding to do it. So yes, it's the same tenets, but rather than you see profits for generational wealth, etc., it is surplus that will enable you to sustain, weather, and grow and deliver more services. The same concept. And again, incidentally, this is a national program throughout Canada, French and otherwise, Quebec and otherwise. It's a national program. You apply to the BBPA and we will work with you. But if we have a closer partner, we can also recommend that you work with that partner, but we will not turn you away from any location in Canada that you apply. And we have resources in all the locations. We get the resources to you. I can't remember this up north. It's Nunivak. That's a pronunciation. It's one of these territories way up north that we will provide services to folks who need it as far as there. Way over British Columbia will be there as well. So it is a national program, and we welcome everyone to apply to the program.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Errol. This has been amazing. We have in the chat just thank you. It's amazing. So thank you so much for your time, all the information that you have shared with us today, that's helping us grow personally and professionally. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. And let's see, we had someone that came off of mute for a second there. But Errol, thank you. Any closing words before we just get out of here for today?
Personally, I mean, I'm as pumped as everybody in the BBPA for this program. I am very passionate about finding ways to help and grow the wealth in our community. And so this program, I think, represents that path forward for us. So I'm ready to help and really looking forward to it and really praying this thing really succeed, because I think we really need it. We need this program.
Excellent.
With that,
well, thank you so much, Errol, for joining us today. Thank you, everyone who came and spent your lunch break or your time with us. We just appreciate you, and we will see you. Remember, come next week. We'll be back again with an amazing guest speaker on Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. So thank you so much, everyone. You have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Excellent delivery, Errol.
Hey, thanks, Michael.
Excellent.
Well done, Errol.
It's a difficult program when you deliver it in 30 minutes. Really, really, really good.
I'm really happy. So, as I said, I really want this to succeed. So,
we'll be reaching out to you like now, because we are fast tracking a couple of the applicants to use the Apple.
Okay.
So we'll be reaching out to you, I suppose, before the end of the day.
Okay, man. Okay.
Before end of the day, because we have to just move it really, really, really fast.
Yes.
We can't keep people in the Apple for days and days and days.
I know people are getting frustrated. I mean, it's understandable, but I'm really hoping we can get it. Let's get it moving.
Thank you, y'all.
Yeah, Victoria.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for being such a great host.
You're welcome.
Congrats,
Bye-bye.
Errol. Congrats, Lorraine. Congratulations.
Hey, Lorraine.
Amazing.